local hardware store and I saw for the first time hanging on the wall some new stock. This, a $2 Chinese made, unbranded Mora type knife, hanging up right next to the Mora 511s. $2, this $4. So I picked one up, brought it back to the backyard. Let's do some backyard testing. Let's see if it's equal, better or worse than the $4 Mora. The Chinese knife is 20 centimeters overall length. It's got a 10 centimeter blade. The stock is 2 millimeters. Lanyard hole, and it comes with a plastic sheath. The Mora is also an overall length of 20 centimeters, but the blade is only 9 centimeters long, meaning you get an extra 1 centimeter in length in the handle. The handle is broader in this dimension. The Mora is also broader here with a palm swell. The Mora is the same, 2 millimeter stock here, rounded. Both knives are rounded, so you won't be able to strike a ferrocerium rod without sharpening them. I'll just point out here, the handle shape of the Chinese knife is curved here, which means you will not be able to sharpen, or be very, very difficult to sharpen this back into a Scandinavian grind at this point here, because this part of the handle is going to get in the way. That's quite telling for me. That's telling me that the guys down in China, they don't really understand what they're doing when they're designing a knife. They probably thought that looked good, but it actually takes away from the functionality and the actual ability of the knife. Before we leave the stump, let's have a quick discussion about the Tangs. I've used a magnet to try and discover how deep the rat tail Tang goes into the Chinese knife. And I've just made a mark here with a black marker, but I believe, to the best of my ability, that the Tang goes in that far. So about a third of the way in. And we know from pictures on the internet and from people that have taken it apart, that on the 511 it goes in further. It goes in to about 2/3 of the way down, around about here. Also, the actual blade shape is slightly different on the Chinese knife. You see it's got more of a drop point, and it's also wider. It's 20 millimeters from here to here, whereas the Mora Knife is 18 millimeters from here to here. The Mora Knife is slightly heavier. It's about 100 grams. The Chinese knife is about 95 grams. 100 grams, 95 grams. Let's turn this over so you can see a close-up of the handle. I'll give you the 360 on the Chinese knife. There's plenty of videos of 511s on the YouTube. You can see close-ups of that. We're going to build up with the testing. We'll start off with some discussions of the features and the functions, direct comparison, and then we'll really start beating on the knives. Don't worry, we will start to show some hideous violence upon these poor defenceless knives, but that's coming along at the end of the video. Okay, the sheaths, both plastic, both functional. No rattle on the Mora 511. Well, a little bit of rattle. Fell out. Lots of rattle on the Chinese one. But it's not coming out. Jesus. 1-0. Is that 1-0 to China? I'm calling it. No rattle. But it pops out eventually. Our Chinese friends. I should have put some abdomen protection on it. The Mora sheath, it looks like better quality plastic. It doesn't rattle, but it's not got as good retention as the Chinese. Surprise win for the Chinese. Initial comfort test. This is cramped in my hand. I'll take a size 11 glove. This is more comfortable. I prefer the Mora 511 handle. It's a larger handle, it's longer, it's got the swell, feels nicer. I'm giving it the squeeze test. And this has got this dimpling in it. Actually quite uncomfortable to my dainty hands. But probably useful when you're using it. This one, we'll call it irrelevant how comfortable they are, just from squeezing them. It's when you're actually using it makes a difference. Sharpness test. What do you think? What's your guess? Is this knife sharp or not? I'll tell you guys, this knife is sharp. I had some complaints about me cutting hairs off my legs in one of my previous videos, so there's not going to be any shortage of me cutting hairs on my body in this video. Some of you will be happy to know. Of course, the Mora 511 Mora sharpness is legendary. Is this one sharper than this, or is it equally as sharp? I've tested it on the most sensitive parts of my body. The Mora 511 is sharper. This knife is sharp. This knife is a wee bit sharper. This has got very good sharpness actually around the belly there, the curve. Let's let it down a little bit here. We'll cut a bit of paper. All I've done is cut hair and paper with these knives so far, just so you know they can't be very blunted. Anyway, so you see, going through very nicely. Hung up a bit there, could have been user error. But you know, they've definitely sharpened this knife. I like it. The 511, it's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. Those guys up in Mora, they know, I can just do this all day. No hang-ups. Oh, there's a hang-up, as I say. User error. That's just beautiful. Sweden's back in the game. That's a point for the Mora. Initial sharpness, the winner, the Mora 511. Very sharp, but not as sharp as the 511. I'll make a square notch in this birch branch just to see how easy that is to do. Using both knives. I'll probably speed up the video so you don't see me doing the whole thing. I'm not just going to rush it just for the sake of the video. I'm going to try and do a proper job on it so I can compare the two knives side by side. I made the square notch with a Chinese knife. It was a little bit uncomfortable in the hand. Actually, now I'm saying it, it was actually quite a lot uncomfortable. I was getting cramped there because this handle is too small, but obviously handle size is subjective. I'm examining the knife for any damage. I did a little bit of light batoning there to make the notch. There's absolutely nothing on the back. I'm looking for any, luckily it's a beautiful summer's day today. I'm looking for any damage to the blade. And I think it's good to go. I'll do the same with the 511. I won't bother filming it, but I'll make a notch with the 511 for a direct comparison. Oh, I will film it, why not? I might not include it in the final video, but I will film it. Where's the fucking knife? So I carved a square notch there with the Mora, and for carving comfort, for ability to carve, obviously this is just one test, very unscientific. The humble decision is reached, the Mora 511 by a good margin. It was much more comfortable to carve that notch there with the 511 than it was with the Chinese knife there. It was a couple of combination of things. It was the handle was much more comfortable, and also the knife performed better. It cut into the knife, into the wood easier, took out the chips of wood more efficiently. Of course, it's just 2 notches, but that's the first impression I've got with it. Maybe it's because it's just a little bit narrower in this dimension. And actually the Mora 511 came up across quite a hard knot here, which the Chinese one didn't have to contend with, and it went for it no problems. Okay, another point to the Mora. I should examine the Mora 511 blade for damage. Back looks good. Still razor sharp. Let's do a sharpness test after that bit of notch cutting. I'll get another piece of paper. Go straight back. I actually picked up a timetable. It's flimsier paper. It should be a good test of sharpness. I'm absolutely sweating here. Can you see it coming out? It's absolutely baking here under the sun. I'm just very unfit, and doing a bit of notch making has worn me out. That's probably the case. Okay, let's test this sharpness. We'll take the orange Chinese one first. Come on. The Honor China, still be sharp. Yep. Yes. Pass. 100% confidence in the Swedish Mora. Oh, if anything, it's got sharper. Freaking insect chewing on my arse. Mora still super sharp. Chinese one still sharp. It may have lost a little bit of sharpness making that notch. Maybe I'm just imagining it. Let's start to do a little bit more brutal work on these 2 puppies. I went on to do some batoning, and like a fool I forgot to turn on the video camera, so I'm just going to fill you in here what happened before the next scene, because then things start to get very, very interesting. I took the Chinese knife and I tried to baton into this log, and the Chinese knife got about this far down. Then I picked up the Mora and did the same thing, and you'll see the Mora go straight through it, and then wait to see what happens. So it's right next to it, trying to keep it as fair as possible. Went through it. Let's give a second attempt to the Chinese one. Let's assume it had a tougher piece of the branch to go through. Let's give it a go. No, it don't want it. It does not want to know. It doesn't want to go through it. Oh, fuck. Now because I'm murdered, get out. Oh shit! Did you get that on film? Did you get that? Internet sensation! This is going to go viral. Less than 5 minutes into the test, the blade has come out of the freaking $2 Chinese Mora. Where is the blade? The blade snapped clean off. There's the blade in there, there's the blade in there. I have batoned knives like this, other Moras, $10, $15, $20 Moras, nothing expensive. And that has never happened to me. I've been using these for 16 years. Nothing like that has ever happened to me. Of course I've seen videos and pictures of Moras breaking, but it's never happened to me. It's a walkover. The Chinese have been completely massacred, destroyed. Sweden remains the #1 world's leading $4 knife manufacturer in the world, will continue to be the leading knife manufacturer in the world. This has made me so happy. I'm a proud Swede. Sweden rocks. Chinese knives suck. I'm the Humble Trekker. I'm Dave. This is a Humble Trekker channel. You can see I'm overjoyed. I'll get in some close-ups of this and include it later. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. This has proved a very important point to me. Don't waste your money on $2 Chinese knives. Get your $4 Swedish knife. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time. Managed to pull the Chinese knife out, and it's actually broken inside the handle and then come out. So that would, I believe so anyway. There might be a third piece of metal on the floor. No, it's not. The actual Tang joins there. So it's about, yeah, the Tang is about 6-7 meters wide, and you can see the Tang remaining in there. Garbage. Ignore it. Is the Mora still sharp after batoning? Of course it is. Of course it is. It's a Chinese one. Hilarious. Big thumbs up, guys. Loving it.